guys, what's up? So I often get asked for crazy stories about being a cast member or crazy guests that I've had to deal with, and so I thought today I would bring you one of those stories. So this is one of my favorite stories to tell, actually, just because I enjoy people's reactions to it, and so you guys asked for it, so here it is. Before we get started, I am going to be talking about some adult things. So if you're young or you don't want to hear about adult things, you can just go watch something else. I have lots of other videos to offer you guys. We're basically going to be talking about the birds and the bees, and so I think that anytime that I'm talking about that specific situation, I'm actually just going to call it eating ice cream, because people eat ice cream all the time and it's very innocent. So here we go, let's get started. Woo! So if you've watched other videos on my channel, you'll know that most of my stories come from the Haunted Mansion. So not to disappoint, this one also comes from the Haunted Mansion. So some people tend to be shocked that people like to eat ice cream on the rides. This is not something that Disney wants them to do, and you could actually get into a lot of trouble for it because you're not allowed to eat ice cream in public, and Disneyland is technically a public place. Not all the time are people full-blown eating ice cream, but they do the stuff that you do before you eat ice cream, like get the bowl out or get the cone out. So anyways, on this day, I was working in the Haunted Mansion, and I was in the tower position. And the tower is basically where you sit in a chair, you have monitors in front of you that show you all of the cameras from inside the ride, and you're looking for any safety concerns, or basically anyone doing anything that they're not supposed to be doing. Yes, there are cameras in the ride. Yes, we can see everything that you're doing, and yes, we don't want to watch you guys make out and stuff. So I'm at the tower position watching the monitors, and I see a couple kissing, and kissing is fine. People make out on the rides all the time. I don't really want to watch you make out, but I understand that, you know, it's romantic in Disneyland and all that stuff. So this couple was kissing, and they were really into kissing, and that's when you kind of need to pay attention. Like as a tower cast member, that's when you should be paying attention to what they're doing, if it's going to evolve into ice cream eating or if it's just gonna stay kissing. So I'm watching them go, you know, through the monitors, through the ballroom, through the attic, and it starts to get more intense and a lot more, you know, holding on to each other's ice creams and things like that. And that's not okay. So a lot of the cameras are just like side views or kind of weird angles where you can kind of see what's going on, or you can see like one buggy going by at a time. In the graveyard, there is a camera that is straight on. It's not like straight on where it's like, you know, how you're seeing me right now. It is zoomed far away, so you can kind of see, you know, 4 buggies in a row, but they're all at the point where they're facing towards the camera. And when they come around that scene, I see the girl grab her shorts and pull them down, and then he, you know, slides her onto his lap, and they start eating ice cream. And at that point, I immediately stop the ride, and I'm like, oh my god, they're eating ice cream on the ride. I called my lead over and I was like, hey, these people are eating ice cream on the ride. I get over onto our microphone, and you can pick which camera you're talking to. So there's an all ride button, so if there's an emergency, you can talk to everybody on the ride, but there's also a button per monitor, so I'm only talking to the people in that section. So I press the button and I say something like, hey there folks, just so you know, we are a family park, and we do expect everyone to be doing family things throughout our park and inside our ride. So if you're doing something that might not be so family friendly, just remember that we can see what you're doing, and we would appreciate it if you would stop. And I wait, and they're still eating ice cream. In fact, they're eating ice cream more fast, quickly, because the ride has stopped and they figured this is the time to do it. I get back on my microphone and I say, hey guys, just another reminder, we can see everything you're doing, so if you're doing something inappropriate that's not family friendly, please make sure that you stop. And once again, they're still going at it. By this time, my lead has already called security to come meet at the exit and talk to these guests, and so they're still eating ice cream. And I finally get on there and I say, guys, can you stop, please? We can see you. You need to stop. And I think that's when they actually realized I was talking to them specifically, because the look on her face of shock and embarrassment and then the quickness of how quickly she pulled up her pants and he pulled up his, and then they got on, you know, basically opposite sides of the buggy because they were just so embarrassed. I start the ride back up, and my lead goes down to where you get off of the ride and walks with them up to meet security at the exit. I happen to have the best timing in the world because I got off of work right at that moment and I was able to eavesdrop on the conversation that was going on. So I walked out and I was just kind of hanging out like towards the side of the house, and then they're down here by the exit, so they didn't really like know I was there, but I was listening, and I heard the security guard calling Anaheim PD because the girl was 15 and the boy was 19. And in the United States, that's statutory eating ice cream. So, because she was a minor and underage, they actually needed to call her parents and call Anaheim PD to come out. And the girl was crying and freaking out and doing a lot of, Jesus, please don't let me get in trouble because my parents are gonna be bad. And he was asking security, please just put all the blame on me, don't call her parents, I don't want to get her in trouble, she had nothing to do with this, her parents don't know that she's here, they think she's at like church youth group, and you know, they don't know that we're together, we're not supposed to be together, you're gonna get her in a lot of trouble, please just arrest me, I take all of the blame. And security's like, sorry dude, you should have thought about that before you publicly ate ice cream and broke the law. I don't really know what happened after that. I know Anaheim PD came, I went home. So that's basically one of my craziest, most fun guest stories to tell. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I do have more guest stories, so I can share those. If you want me to share those, leave me a comment down below, or give this video a thumbs up, and make sure that you subscribe for more fun stuff coming from me. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys next weekend. Bye!